Hey YouTube, it's Faye, and for today's video, it's Tuesday, so we've got another Toyota TSB Tuesday, and for today's TSB, I'm going to be talking about TSB 0065-21, and that is an abnormal buzzing or groaning sound on some newer 2019 to 2020 RAV4 models, which some of you have, and have let me know that you have, so talking to you. But also this is a really interesting TSB that we're going to cover, so let's dive into it. But before we do, actually, if you are new here and you do not know what a TSB is, then go ahead and click the link right up above here, and that'll get you caught up to the first ever one. Explains what a TSB is, and hopefully you'll come back here and watch the rest of this. All right, let's get right into this. First of all, this is a very long TSB. It's like 26 pages long, so I'm not just gonna bore you by reading through all of it. However, I am gonna hit the highlights that I feel like you should know about. And this is one of those things that, first of all, is covered under warranty for 60,000 miles or 60 months or 5 years, whichever one comes first. So, and this is also something that sounds like it's gonna be difficult to hear, to the point where they even recommend this TSB to use a chassis ear, which I've used before. It's very strange. And also they give a demonstration video, which I'm going to show you a little bit later, that comes in this TSB, just to let people know, like, this is the sound that you should be hearing, and that is what is applicable to this TSB. So first of all, this is only for the model year 2019 and 2020 RAV4, and they've updated far enough into 2021 that I'm actually thinking that it's not going to affect any 2021 models. It seems like they have fixed this early enough. They found a superseded part number, a superseded part that's going to fix this problem, along with an ECU reflash for this, going to be done by TechStream. So hopefully it does not affect the 2021 models, but stay tuned. So basically what's happening is there is an abnormal buzz or groan noise that is happening between 20 and 30 miles an hour from the front transfer case. So we see here right away that there's a supersession notice. So obviously this one has replaced the previous version, so discard the previous version. And we'll see that it's actually the part and the procedure itself that have been updated in this TSB. So all right, let's read the introduction together. So some 2019 to 2020 model year RAV4 Adventure and limited grade all-wheel drive vehicles may exhibit an abnormal buzz or groan noise from the front transfer case at 20 to 30 miles an hour when accelerating from a stop, and or 20 to 13 miles an hour on deceleration after driving the vehicle for 15 to 20 minutes or more. And this condition occurs as normal drive mode selected during the disconnect/connect timing of the all-wheel drive system. We see the note here. This service bulletin only applies to 2019 to 2020 model year RAV4s. Okay, so with that specific torque vectoring all-wheel drive system. So here's what's really interesting to me about this. The sound is very subtle and very slight, to the point where they're saying, hey, you've got to use this actual like fancy diagnostic tool, this chassis ear, to make sure that this is actually the noise before you perform this warranty. And so my concern is that a lot of customers with this vehicle are not necessarily going to know that this is an abnormal condition, or might not even notice it at all. I mean, how many of y'all hear weird noises, turn up the radio, right? So I just wanted to, like, public service announcement here. If you have this vehicle, 2019 to 2020 RAV4 with the special all-wheel drive system, you know, at the very least, even if you don't think that you hear anything, go into the dealership and have this checked out. It does not actually tell us what will happen if you let this condition persist. I mean, there are many situations where there's a funky noise in your vehicle and it could last forever and never cause a problem. However, in this case, a groan noise is always a little bit concerning to me. And if you're worried, you know, earlier I sort of talked about, and you know, in previous coverage of my Toyota TSB Tuesdays, I've talked about, all right, what's that cost benefit analysis? Like, what is that risk gain assessment? And in this case, we're seeing that it's, you know, quite a bit of work, but everything seems to be pretty external. Like, if we're looking at these diagrams on this TSB, these are external parts. They're not ripping apart the entire transfer case to replace this assembly. And with all these parts listed, it seems like it's actually gonna be a pretty expensive repair if you were to do it yourself after the 5 years or 60,000 miles is over. So before that warranty window has closed, I would definitely get to the dealership if you have one of these cars and have a technician inspect this. So, all right, before we go any further and I continue talking about this, let's look at this example video, because it's kind of interesting that they included this. And this is actually on TIS. This is Toyota, this is techinfo.toyota.com. This is the official Toyota software, and this is the video that they're sharing with us. So let's watch this. And this is totally unrelated, but I just I just love reading these TSBs. I just love reading what Toyota wants me to do. Step G makes me laugh. Destroy the removed O-ring and store it in a container for removed components to avoid reinstalling it in error. I feel like destroy is like extreme for this situation. But yeah, I mean, another thing that the technicians have to do, you know, for any warranty claim is that they have to prove that they are not reusing the parts, and they can't just throw them away. So they have to keep all the old parts, but destroy it. All right. And as I'm scrolling through these 26 pages of this TSB, just notice how in-depth Toyota's repair procedure is for this. Like, they really definitely care about getting this done and getting this done right. Okay, but here on page 16 of 26, we can see that this electromagnetic clutch assembly is very much an external component. So this is something that I wouldn't be really afraid of bringing it to the dealership and have done. I would definitely be more concerned about the long-term consequences of not getting this done. And then also, of course, the consequences of not realizing that this is covered under warranty and then having to pay for it if anything goes wrong after those 5 years or 60,000 miles are up. And then also, like, one more thing that I want to touch on before I end this video, because it's a pretty straightforward TSB, is that you can tell, like, let's say that you buy one of these vehicles 5, 6, 10 years down the road. How do you know if this has been done or not? So looking at page 25 of 26 here in this extremely long TSB, we will see that after they are done, they want you to put this modification label right here on the hood. And this will tell the date that it was done, what dealer it was done at, and the date that it was authorized. So if you are concerned, you know, if you were looking to buy a used 2019 or 2020 RAV4 with, you know, one of these all-wheel drive systems, and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, like, has this been done in warranty already, or do I have to hurry up if it's close to 60,000 miles? You can just go ahead and pop the hood and look for this label. Now, that isn't always gonna be 100% accurate. Some people forget to put the label on. Sometimes people peel the labels off if they're pressure washing underneath the hood and, you know, labels fly off. How many of us have done that before? But you know, this is just a good way to do a quick check if you are inspecting a new used vehicle for you. So, okay, like, that pretty much sums up this TSB. All right, so for those of you that have a 2019 or 2020 RAV4 adventure or limited grade with a special all-wheel drive system, then let us know. Like, drive it at 20, 30 miles an hour, see if you can get this noise to occur. And if you get this noise to occur, I would recommend definitely taking it to the dealership and get this procedure done, covered under warranty, so that you don't have anything, you know, further down the line is gonna cause you more issues. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, awesome, leave me a thumbs up, encourage me to make more Toyota TSB Tuesdays if you find this interesting, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!